Okay, Torah concept in the New Testament, let us offer sacrifices of praise to God continually. Okay, so here in Hebrews 13, verse 5, exhorts believers to offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually, a concept that is deeply rooted in Torah themes of worship, thanksgiving, and covenantal devotion. While the Torah focuses on physical sacrifices, it also anticipates verbal and heart-based offerings that align with the New Testament idea of covenantal praise. We note David does this a lot in the Psalms. Okay, so the Torah parallels to sacrifice of praise. First example, thanksgiving and peace offerings. Okay, so in Leviticus 7, we read about the Theשלמים korban, the peace offering, including a thanksgiving component, often accompanied by verbal praise and shared meals. These offerings were voluntary and celebratory, expressing gratitude to God, a physical precursor to the spiritual sacrifice of praise that we read in the book of Hebrews. Next example, verbal worship as sacrifice. Hosea 14, verse 2, it says, "Take with you and return to the Lord, that we may offer the fruit of our lips." So this prophetic call echoes the language of Hebrews 13, verse 15, almost verbatim, suggesting that verbal praise was already seen as a legitimate offering in the Hebrew tradition. Now, Psalms 50, verse 23 is one of David's examples. "He who sacrifices a sacrifice of praise honors me," is what David said. Though outside the Torah proper, this psalm reflects the Torah's evolving understanding of worship, moving from ritual to relational praise. Next example, daily worship and covenantal faithfulness. In Exodus 29, 38 to 42, daily burnt offerings were commanded as a continual act of worship. Hebrews transforms this into continual verbal praise, no longer bound to animal sacrifice, but still rooted in a daily devotion. In Deuteronomy 6, verse 5 through 7, "You shall love the Lord your God and talk of him when you sit in your house, when you walk in the way," etc. Okay, when you lie down, you rise up. The lifestyle of constant God-centered speech parallels the continual aspect of what we read in Hebrews 13, verse 15. And this passage in Hebrews marks a shift from external ritual to internal devotion, but not a rejection of Torah. And I would claim that even in the Torah and in those ancient days, it was also internal component there, right? And because Moshe talks about the sacrifice of the circumcision of our hearts, right? And so instead, the Torah's deeper intent is worship to be covenantal, to be heartfelt, and constant. Okay, and the fruit of the lips becomes the offering made acceptable through Christ's mediation. That is how the author of the book of Hebrews taught Torah. The Torah has not passed away.